Hey everybody, Elk Rex here. Got a little bit something that came in the mail today. Just want to go over it, show you what I got. Yes, it's little small little dudes, 15 mil. Oh, my wife, gosh, you probably could hear her. She didn't know how to talk quietly. Well, here we got, this is the art from Splintered Light Miniatures. Here we got a Cyclops giant, and it comes with the head. You can see the head right there on there, and then here's the body. And the little package comes with 2 of these, so that gives me a couple giants. Stand up straight, which is interesting because they're about the size of an actual 25 mil. These are all 15s, so this would make it about the same scale as a 25 mil. So kind of interesting. So let's see, looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of drilling. Maybe not. Get that, there we go, sockets in there like that. Then I get a little hammer, go crushing, mangling stuff. So there's 2 of them, so a couple giants, bone giants for the army. I should put those together sometime. Maybe what I'll do is after this unboxing, put them back in or put them together and then show them off. Maybe that's what I should do. So there's one little package. Close that up. And then the next thing we do is from also Splintered Light. All this is all from Splintered Light. Took about a week to get here because it's coming from the East Coast. You get sucked into the what do you call it? The post office black hole, and disappears. Let's see. Well, here you got, this is a catapult. This will be a skeleton catapult. It would be like the Screaming Skull catapult, probably, from, not exactly how this goes together. Imagine it goes like that, probably like that. And then this will go something like this. So you get something like a tripod type looking thing, like that. Go together, or actually probably like this, like that. So I can splunk into that and let's go. I'll have to take a look at the pictures and just find out what I'm looking for exactly when it comes to this. So then it comes with a couple guys. One's carrying this big giant boulder-like looking thing, and another one looks like he's got to be pulling the lever. It's like ka-chink, crank it out, so it goes flying. So yeah, it's gives a little bit of firepower to my undead army for 15 mil. That's the whole purpose of it, is to soften up the enemy a little bit. And there's the second one. So I got 2 of those. And then I got a package of Chariots, 2 packages of Chariots. And I think there's 3 in each. 3 Chariots in a package. They run about I think it was like 15 bucks for 3 of them. Then I get 3 Chariot. There's the baskets. You get 3 baskets. Obviously, you get the harness. It's all bent up. It's supposed to go on. There's 3 harnesses. This looks like this probably will go underneath here like that. just by looking at it. Imagine that. You get this little thing, and then you get 2 sets of, those are 2, 4, 6. So those are wheels. So obviously you get 2 sets of wheels to go on here. So you get different style. So there's big solid type wheel, and then you get the little spoke style wheels. So 3 of those, and there should be 6 horses. Skeleton horse. There's 1, 4, and 6. So little horses. Horses, of courses. They've seen better day. They've been on a diet too long. Looking a little peaked. So, 6 of them. And then we have the crews. We got, looks like, okay, that's the rig. Looks like we've got some guys running around with some, there's a couple long spears. We got a couple whips. 1, 2, 4, 6. So the choices are we got 2 command ones, and this guy looks like he's carrying not exactly, okay, you probably should have like reins or something that he's controlling, would be my guess. He sits in the cart. And these guys are whipping their dead horses. Beating a dead horse. Yeah. And then we got some bowmen. So you're going to have a few with some bows to go with it. And obviously there's 2 of those, 2 bowmen, and 1 spear. I do have some extra guys in packages that I haven't assembled. What I might do is when I go to assemble all these guys, I'll look at what's in this package too. It's probably the same exact thing, but the way it's looking at the moment, looks like identical. Yeah. When I assemble all these, you'll see them. And I'm going to mount them up on bases. I'm going to take a little bit of cleaning. I'll probably do is clean them up just to get all the little small sprues and vents off of them, and then throw them in some simple green to clean them up so they go together easier. Would be what I'm going to do. What I find is that cleaning them up will do the job a lot easier. And these are character types. We got some characters, a package of just different characters. Okay, this looks like either a king or a necromancer. Undead. Let's see the little guy. A lot of detail on these guys. And this is obviously a necromancer. Looks like he's got a little staff. Let's see. And this is probably a king, most likely. He's got a really nice sword. And he's either pointing or he's got flames or something. I can't tell. Something in his hands. Maybe a vial. Can't tell exactly what in his hand. What we got here? This looks like Big Fat Bastard from the one movies. Big guy. And this looks like a ring wraith. Or a Lich King, however you want to look at it. Alright, what we got here? Looks like a vampire. Because it looks like he has fangs. It could be a vampire. And this looks like another necromancer casting a spell. Has little robes, but you can see his skull face. Oh, this guy goes with this guy. This almost looks like a zombie. It's hard to tell if he's wrapped up in chainmail or he's got a mummy. I think it's chainmail, so it looks like a necromancer. Or some type of wraith or something. Hard to tell. Brains. Brains. Alright, here we got a wraith. Necromancer. Oh, Horatio, I miss you so. I'm going to use your skull as a conduit to the other side. Raise the dead. Now, here we got a guy. We have a unicorn. We got a unicorn with a guy. This looks like a vampire. Got a big old mace. So I guess it would be a dark unicorn that he's gonna ride. It looks like he's on here. Like that. There we go. Pretty cool. This should give me enough little leader types. More than enough. Because with my army, I have most of my stuff are on bases of units. So I'm thinking this would probably work good for putting on individual bases. Or make it into a dioramic effect for a base for my army leader types. I don't necessarily need all these guys, but it's kind of nice to be able to have a few extra just for themselves. So that's all of those. Right now we've been playing Armies of Arcana. We were supposed to play a game, but weather kind of put a damper on that. But let's see. In the drawer. There we go. So I plan on using these type of bases. They work really good. Add some heft to your unit. Sorry about all the noise. But here I got some 40 by 30 bases. This will work great. You can put a chariot on here by itself. So each base will have a chariot. And I think we'll probably run units of 3 chariots as a unit in the game. And I could also do the same thing. Mount my hero stand or as part of that also, just like small diorama out of it, just to represent leader types. And obviously with these guys, you got the 40 by 20 base. You know, when you get some of these larger figurines that are run in 18s, because most stuff is 15 or 18. A lot of them, you need a little bit bigger base for the 18s. If you run in true 15s, sometimes these 40 by 15s work pretty good too. You can get them on there with no problem. I don't use these as often, but it's kind of like the DBA basing system. I got enough to do a lot of miniatures. So maybe what I'll do is come back again, show you again after I get all these mounted up and ready to go. Not going to be much priming going on here, being that the weather is pretty frightful. It's like last night, it was like 10 below. I think we're having a high of maybe 4 or 5 today. Yeah, so it's going to be a while before any of these get primed and get painted. So I can probably take some time and assemble them and then go from there. Okay, hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, hi everybody. Elcrex here. Just finished up assembling all these and doing some work on these Splintered Light miniatures. I guess this is part 2. You can see you've got all the Chariots and the Catapults and the Giants put together and put on their bases. Yeah, there's a little bit of work to get this done. You know, you're looking at probably about 6 hours worth of labor here, putting them together and assembling and working on bases. As you can see here, you know, we got the Giants on their little metal base here. And what I did was I assembled it and then put it on this, glued it on, and I took, what is it? It's down here. Way down there. It takes a little bit. It's all-purpose sheetrock mud. Yeah. And put it on the base, and then I have some, what do they call it? Woodland Scenics, small, fine ballast that I put over top of it. You know, you lay down the mud, and then you sprinkle this over top of it, and then you get some effects on it. So it looks like it's kind of like kind of small, rocky, gravelly ground. Not a big fan of most of the gravel stuff that you see. And here's like a good example of what it's going to look like when it's all done. You know, that type of thing. And then I got 2 of those come in a package from Splintered Light, and a package of these, you know, the catapults. And I finally found a use for my, you look at the little guy right here, he's got the little round ball, and that's a green stuff ball that I got a whole bunch of them. You know, it's like you're working on green stuff, and I was like, oh, I got some extra left over every once in a while after doing. I just roll them up into balls, and I find it's like, hey, I found a use for a couple of them, so I just put them in there. So, and then the same thing, you put it on the base, and you know, this is balsa wood here, and then you put the mud down when it dries. I got my liquid Instacure. What do you call it? Super glue. Get it in this container. It's pretty liquidy in there. And then I just drizzle it over top of it. And once it dries, it becomes pretty rock hard. And once you get the miniature on there, and then drizzle it over top. So it glues it down and then seals it up so it doesn't come apart. So there's 2 of those. So 2 Giants and 2 catapults. And then we got the Chariots. You see the Chariots here, same thing. And you got the little base that did up. The horses are glued on, And then you put the little chariot thing doohickey on there with the basket. And then you got, once these guys, I have to paint these guys, put them on a popsicle stick. And then once they're on there, finished up, paint it all up, then I'll glue them into the chariot itself, you know, in the basket. So they got to go in there. So that's everything. That's pretty much a review of them. It's not bad. I think it's what, $16 for 3 chariots, and then I think it was 8 for, maybe 8 or 10 for the catapults, and the giants for like 6 or something like that. So pretty good deal, actually. So overall, it was well worth the money spent on getting these to add a little bit of flavor to my undead force. I do have some cav, but you know, I wanted some chariots too to go with it. Alright, so that's everything. Hope you guys like this, and like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrex out.